Good evening, everyone. We have a full show tonight. It's been a while since I did a last one. So we have David Kent, Holly Ward, Rachel Floyd, Foz. I don't know his last name.
Foz.
That's fine. First off, David, congratulations on the New York City Marathon.
Thank you.
Yeah, seriously.
Take that. Cheers, Noel. Thank you very much.
What got you into running, and especially running the New York City Marathon?
Getting me into running would have been probably just being overweight, unhealthy, and needing to run. And I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That was literally it. Got on a treadmill, ran half a mile. Probably nearly thought I was going to die, and then thought, oh, God, it's got to get better than that. And lo and behold, and the New York thing, the New York is just, because of the music I'm into, obviously,
yes,
it's always been this thing that I've been over a couple of times, on Black and Blue a couple of times, and I thought, you know, London Marathon, yeah, everybody wants to do the London Marathon in the UK, so I'll be different, and I want to do New York, and lo and behold, I was lucky enough to do it this year, and it was just the best experience, especially with these guys.
It was the craziest thing.
All lurking on the streets.
We were so anxious.
They're more anxious than me, I think.
Yeah.
To be honest, they were.
What was your time?
4 hours 39.
That's fucking awesome.
Which I was over the moon with.
And
would have liked quicker, but hey.
You made the New York Times.
Yes.
And I made the New York Times.
And not for stealing from
Not in the police. Not in a police blotter.
No, I made the New York Times for getting under 5 hours. So to me, as an experience goes, I don't think I've had anything like it. And I think I've struggled to. People have said to me, haven't you gone high? You're doing probably the best marathon in the world. And I was like, well, yeah, let's try and do it while I'm still, my legs will work. So at least I can have a go at doing it. So after that, who knows? But it's awesome day. Absolutely.
Wolverhampton next.
Yeah.
Wolverhampton, if you do the Wolverhampton Marathon, all you do is you can just smell pot and Sunday dinners. And that's all you can smell as you're running around the streets of Wolverhampton. Still on a Sunday morning, all you can smell is a roast dinner or pot. Depends which area you run through.
Do they just play Slade the whole time?
Yeah, lots of Slade as well.
Slade, wow.
Yeah. Boys from Wolves.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, loved it.
Good. Was it a struggle for you?
Yeah. Not going to lie. I trained well, and I'd got up to sort of 22 mile doing 3.5 hours, so, you know, I was happy with that. But 16 miles as I came for the bridge, the Queensborough Bridge, that was it. I cramped up, stopped, stretched, ran a little bit, stretched.
To be fair, the Greensboro Bridge is mostly uphill, like
it's just,
75% of the way, and then there's that little dip.
Because it's the tunnel. It's so... You've been used to running through Brooklyn, crowds screaming your name, everyone cheering, your high fives, and then you come to that, and it's like, oh my God, this is depressing. And you know what you've got coming up, then you're back to cheering fans again.
Yeah.
So you just want to get through, and as soon as I literally got into the tunnel, bang, my right hamstring just went, and I was like, oh, stretched it off, and to be fair, I was never the same after, but to do it at 4:39, I'm over the moon. And to have some support with me, and the banner that they did, and Armand came down to watch it with his wife, and all these little things. It was just it was a great day.
It's going to be hard to fucking top that.
It's going to be very hard to top it. And to be honest, if I don't, it's not one I'm going to keep trying to top. My time, I obviously want to get better.
Yeah.
But what I had, the atmosphere, the guys that were there.
But the whole point is you ran your race.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a marathon, not a race.
Absolutely. And
I
think for anyone to do 26.2 mile, it's, as you well know, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. So it's...
And who knew First Avenue is all uphill into the Bronx?
Fucking killed me.
No,
It killed me. And then going up the side of Central Park, he's like, oh, that's uphill as well. And you're like, fuck's sake, they will get down. Where is the downhill part of the score? There doesn't seem to be one. And lo and behold, that came just before the finish line. As you rise up, that's it. Finished. You've done it. Awesome.
Mate, congratulations.
Lenny, appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate it.
This is a general question. We can start this way or that way. Hardcore, what has it done to your life?
Ruined it.
Little bits of ruined it.
Giving me lots of black eyes, a fractured skull.
A bad liver.
Split
Fuck, it's done that for us.
That's a fact.
I'm not sure if hardcore did that actually. And that was just me liking the beer too much.
Meeting a ton of people, traveling.
We wouldn't know you without.
Yeah, that's how I know these guys.
Rachel and Foz could give you a story about actually how we met and how I fucked up on meeting. Getting on the wrong tube in London, they were on the tube. Looked at them, they looked at me. They're going to a hardcore show. He's going to a hardcore show. And then suddenly got off, and I asked them, and then they said, literally, we're going for a pint in there. Come for a beer. That was it.
And that was it.
that
I
what,
think
10
the
years
actual
ago?
phrase was the support bands are shit, so we're going
We're
to
going for a pint. Yeah.
Come with
And
us.
that was it. And literally, that was 10 years ago in London.
That's
And the
so
rest is
funny.
history. And now we go to loads of shows, we go to Europe together. So if we ask him what it's given, that's a massive part for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Met new people, good people, like-minded
Well,
people.
It's a family.
Yeah.
It really is a family. It's a bit high schoolish at times as well. There's cliquish stuff that does happen.
I think anything, Wall Street people are cliquey, like any
Yeah, of course.
subculture is cliquey.
Of course.
I mean, I think it's, I don't know, are hardcore kids any better or worse? I don't know.
I think we're all about the same. I think it all kind of evens itself
Yeah.
out, you know. Hardcore to me has always been about the energy. It's been about that little tingling, like, holy shit, look at these guys. They're
Yeah.
fucking the best. You know, and even if they're shit and you have a buzz on, you're like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be an asshole in the front.
I mean,
know?
you still get, I still
Yeah.
get, like, anxious and, like, nervous. Like,
God,
you
Yeah.
know,
every
you're peeing
time.
100 times, drinking a little more
Yeah.
than you normally would. Like, sometimes you
I don't know. I
I
don't really get that when I go to a show. I mean,
But
when
playing, for sure.
When I play a show, I mean, I still, you know, I've been playing now since '91, whatever the fucking math is on that, because I'm bad.
I'm no
at
mathematician.
A couple of years. A few years. We'll say a couple of years.
Almost 30 at this point.
27.
Thank you. See, this is what happens when you work for the fucking railway. You know, it's all about schedules. He has to know these things.
Yeah, that's the truth.
I still get the butterflies. I played a show this weekend. I still got the butterflies. I was like, you know, the place we played was some bar grill, odd fucking spot, and I'm sitting there eating my fucking burger and fries, and I'm like I can't finish this. You know, I know I'm not going on for fucking at least another 4 hours, but I'm still like.
Yeah.
No, you know, and then you know this happened.
Well,
You know, and
I think as well when you go to, you know, I mean, it hasn't changed over the years. I thought one of my best shows ever was seeing the Kill Your Idols reunion, Black and Blue Bowl. It was just fucking, it was nuts.
that's when I
And it
finger
was-
pointed my nail polish off.
Yeah, that was exactly.
how does someone finger point
I
them now?
don't know.
Holly.
We took a picture after you had the Santa hat,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at
The
the
AIDS
picture.
hat.
Yeah, the AIDS Santa hat, and I'm taking a picture. Yeah, she crop dusted all of DMS head, and
She did.
yeah, I look at my nail
Did.
polish. I'm like, oh my god, did I mosh? Did I finger point my nail polish off? And it was a fact, I did.
But I think when I look at that show, it's been ages. It's been ages since I'd been to a show before the band had started. The pit was going, and it was one of those that it was just like this. I think it's Vimeo. Is it the Vimeo? Who did it?
Yeah.
If you look at the Vimeo video for that, you can see me in there, and I've just got this massive cheesy grin on my face, slamming before the band's even come on. And I think when you get that, and you've still got that, so excited to get in there and just dance.
Yeah.
I haven't lost that. I'm 41.
That's what I mean.
And
That was
it's
one of
probably
those
the
little
same as you.
anxious feelings
Yeah.
And
too.
it's just to be
Yeah.
able to get in there, go,
That was probably
dance.
one of the best shows I've ever been to.
Like going
Like,
to
yeah.
the
It was as much about the band as it was about the crowd.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the whole crowd singing the first lines of the first song.
yeah, that makes a huge
Like,
difference.
It was just like jaw dropping.
Yeah, as a band, when that happens, as someone who's played in front of a lot of people, and when you start hearing that, it's part of my French, it gets you dick hard. It really does. I'm sorry, it does. It's just like, holy
Yeah.
shit, here we go. This is going to be one
Yeah,
of those.
yeah.
And it's, you know, especially in, you know, the 1990s for me with hardcore was just a special thing because it was pre-internet, pre-bullshit.
right.
So, you know, if you were a good band, you know, you knew fucking people were coming. Like nowadays, and, you know, this is my own opinion, I don't know if anyone shares it, the internet has sort of like leveled out the playing field. There's just
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
too much information
Yeah.
thrown at you
Right.
constantly.
It's overload, isn't it?
And I think sometimes some good bands get lost in the mix because now it's just like, you know, certain bands get the word is jocked,
Right.
you know, and it's like,
Massively.
and they're like,
Yeah.
well, they're not really that good, are they?
No.
You know, but for some reason they get over. I mean, Holly will probably tell you because come from Long Island.
Yeah.
And Long Island has always been a weird fucking place.
Yeah.
Because Long Island never had a real venue. You had bars, you had VFW halls, you had catering halls.
The PWAC, you had the PWAC, but that was a weird scene in itself. Deja One, you had Ground Zero, Juke Joint, Crawdad. I mean, there were a lot of venues. Dr. Shays, sure. But, out east you had Sundance. I mean, there was just a lot.
Well, Sundance kind of was like after my time, because Sundance was still prevalent in the early 90s, but it sort of like by the time I was playing Long Island, it was gone.
Yeah.
And you had the Roxy in Huntington. You had what's the other fucking place that everyone fucking played?
Ground Zero?
Not Ground Zero. There was another fucking joint that everyone was fucking all gaga about. Well, anyway, Long Island's always been a weird spot. I've played in the basement of fucking restaurants in Long Island.
Sure, yeah.
Where you go like, what the fuck are we doing? Wow, there's 150 kids in the basement of a restaurant. This is fucking nuts.
Weird, yeah.
And there's probably a chance of a fight in the parking lot, or the bouncers are gonna probably confiscate my drugs. It's like, oh, you have rolling papers. Where's your drugs? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. You could search my bag. Meanwhile, I'm holding it in my hand the whole time. I'm like,
right.
Go ahead.
I didn't see anything.
Go ahead, search my bag. What's in my hand? None of your fucking business, bro.
There were so many magicians back then with the
We were the ultimate magicians. No one was getting our fucking weed. Yeah. Let me tell you that. Or our cocaine, depending on what era of the band it was.
But did you, obviously playing in the UK and playing here?
Well, I never played the UK.
You didn't play the UK?
The thing was, when the whole thing about going overseas happened, the economy here sort of dropped out. So it wasn't feasible for us. So we would have been in the red. Probably still would have been paying that off. And the thing is, right now, for U.S. bands, because there's a lot of what I call big in Japan bands. I'm not going to mention fucking names.
Nope.
I think we don't.
Yeah.
We all know these bands that they get over like gangbusters, in Europe or Japan. Here they come here and they can't get arrested. They can't fill a telephone booth.
Yeah.
And it's very true.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they come back and they make no money on that tour. There's a lot of independent promoters who will book Europe. They own the band, they own the equipment, they make your merch. You come back with fucking, a couple $100, and you're like, oh, I can pay my cell phone bill. Sure.
Good time.
Maybe my Netflix.
Good
Maybe
time.
Netflix.
And to me, hardcore right now, especially what I'm doing right now, is not about making money. It's about having fun.
Yeah.
I've done my grind, with a couple bands, and now it's about, everyone has a life. Everyone is a lot older. No one's living at home anymore.
Right.
We have jobs where, some guys can't afford. What? Rachel's talking shit.
Yeah, we'll get to that, I'm sure. I'm sure that'll be...
Might get Ed.
It's different. But hardcore also introduced me to my wife. It's just like it introduced you two.
Same.
I would like to hear that story, how you two met through hardcore.
It's going to be drunken.
It's going to be drunken.
Cause for Alarm show, probably.
Oh.
Yeah, in Liverpool in 1996.
Yeah, it would have been.
Like that,
would have been nice.
There was about 35 people in there. And my favourite quote from that show was they walked on stage and they went, I really like Liverpool, it's like New York. Dirty. And it's true. Fucking shithole.
That was 96.
Yeah.
Step
How
out the
many-
Birmingham found you on the same tour.
Yeah.
How many girls were at that show back then?
Me.
You.
Yeah, exactly.
There was one other, but
So
she
you had
went
a
home
pic-
in a huff.
You had a pick of all the guys.
Yes.
And you
I
ended
got that
up
wrong, didn't I?
The prize pig.
But it's strange how that happens, because, I was when I was playing when I was playing my wife's from Virginia, so every time we would go down to DC, the Richmond area, whatever, her and her friend would show up, and my wife could not stand me. To be really,
I think the term she used was loose cannon.
still loose fucking.
We discussed that as well.
But she knew what she was marrying when she married me.
Same.
Better or worse?
Yeah, it's like,
Get used to it.
she would have been
Or
shoveling.
die trying.
But it's funny how like hardcore brings people together. It really
Definitely.
does, you know. It's a funny fucking thing because you know I look at him like I really married someone who saw me like 20 years ago playing in some shithole
The
and
really
like
bad blonde fro.
yeah, I did have a
Oh,
bad
the blonde fro.
We need to see pictures.
We need to see
of
this
that.
lady. We need to see
Michelle, can we cue up
Or when
the?
he had a Chelsea.
I did have a Chelsea.
Oh.
That was
Yeah, I
a big
did.
look.
I had
That was
that.
a big look in the '90s in hardcore.
Yeah, and then I braided it. You know, it was just
Oh,
fucking-
boy.
That Chelsea. It was kind of like a mix between a Chelsea and a
slew
devil
of
lock.
eyebrow piercings.
So it was, yeah, I had
All right.
piercings in the eyebrow. The 1990s was the
throwing
funny
me
time.
under the bus.
I know she
That's
is.
fine. These are things that are
These are-
commonly
yeah.
known.
See, that's when the new metal movement sort of mixed in with hardcore to get this. Got to get the eyebrows have got to be pierced. I might have a nose piercing. What about the
No,
top of
I didn't have the
ear?
nose piercing
And
or the
I
Yeah.
bleached my
nipples
hair.
or
I
the-
gotta have dreads. It was like everything seemed to mix
His
off though,
dick's
didn't
pierced
it?
though. Don't let him
Well,
flame.
yeah. Leave it.
It's still pierced.
No.
I'm about to say, goddamn.
No.
The Prince Albert?
Just a
No.
Absolutely not.
Just the
Stop
balls.
it.
No.
There's a lot of infection going on with that.
But yeah, I think meeting people was like the best. I mean, I like. I don't know if you like know our friend Billy.
Which Billy?
Billy Splano in Staten Island.
Hi,
He's probably
Billy.
fishing right now.
Hi, Billy.
Hello.
Oh, I know Billy. I know Billy.
You might
I know
remember
Billy.
from 90s.
He's constantly posting up photos, of throwing his GoPro into
Yes,
the fucking.
yes.
It's like, check it out. I caught a carp today. I caught a fluke. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah, he's
Billy.
great.
So
He used to record all the shows back in the day.
So, like, I met him years and years ago on Friendster because of Avail, best band from Richmond. besides
Friendster.
Square.
Let's date ourselves a
Yeah.
little bit more. Why don't we?
But he was like, "Oh, my English friends are coming over. You gotta like hang out, you know." And I'm like, "All right." Like, came out, and then like, you know, we became good friends. I mean, that was like almost 15 years ago, and I don't think I've seen Billy since maybe the Silent Majority reunion in 2016. I think was the last.
I did meet him once.
Yeah.
I did meet him once.
So he never comes out.
Billy used to shoot all the
Ever.
shows on
Shakily on a
We call him
canyon.
we had a nickname for Billy. I'm sorry, Billy. We're gonna
Billy
tell this.
don't-
Billy Shaky Cam.
Oh.
Because it was like he had
He's been called
epilepsy.
worse. He's been called worse,
I'm
don't
sure
worry.
he has. But it was like every show, like it would be like 5 seconds of good footage and 29 minutes of fucking like of just like
Well, then he'd run up and sing along and finger point, and you'd get, you know, but
you know.
that's when he used to leave the island, though. You think Long Island's weird? Staten Island's super
Oh,
weird.
Staten Island's fucking.
That's like a little
weird.
microcosm. You
Us-
don't, you know,
It's very Guido.
yeah.
More Guido. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I'm a Paisan, too.
Yeah, but it's more
I got a little bit.
Yeah.
it's more Guido than this.
Yeah.
Talking with the hands. You know, like how you doing?
It's
you know?
it's the jewel of the sea. Staten Island.
Stop it. Stop it.
They actually said that Jewel of the Sea before the marathon.
Did they really? Get out.
some announcement
Right, because
guy-
it starts in,
Inspiring.
yeah, it
They
starts in Staten Island.
Because they do the national anthem first and everything like that, and they do all that. And they said, I think he said at the start, we welcome you to the Jewel of the Sea to start this New York City.
Oh
marathon."
boy,
Yeah.
that's exciting.
Yeah.
All right.
I sprinted off the island.
Here's a question from my European friends because I had the last interview I did. I had May over here.
Hey.
Oh, well done.
No, yeah.
Hey.
Shout out to
Hey,
May. Sitting in your spot.
Oh, dear.
And she told me that Sick of It All had nicknames for everybody. Right?
Yeah,
sure.
Hers was Rainbow Bright, or as someone.
Rainbow shite.
Hey,
Hey, that's
Rainbow
a good
Shine. May's gonna love this one.
That's a good one.
Who here has kind of Sick of It All nickname?
I do, but mine's really dull.
What is it?
Floyd. That's my
That's how I was
surname,
introduced to
yeah.
you. Was Floyd,
Floyd.
Floyd and Faz.
Well,
I think mine
It-
depended.
it-
If
that
you're
comes from
talking to
the
Craig,
message
I've probably
board.
got a nickname.
wait, what's
Which
yours?
dances in
Gov.
with.
Boss.
Well, if you're talking to Craig likes he likes the fact I've worked in a prison, so he likes to talk about
Loves
prison. He likes
the
the prison
prison
stories.
stories.
Right, he's a corrections
Like-
officer, but they call him. What do they call him there?
Screw.
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 Screw, boss, gov.
Yeah.
You have one,
One of
Fuzz?
those.
No,
No.
I'm already fast, so I don't get anything.
Oh, no, that's boring. That's fucking boring. Come on.
I want a refund on that story.
Yeah. You owe me now. Yeah. well, sick of it all.
Wait, do you have a nickname from them?
No, because I've known those guys for fucking eons. Me and Craig have always been very friendly. I have a funny story with Craig. We were playing Tramps somewhere with H2O, and Craig comes up to me and my bass player Kevin. He's hanging out. We're by the merch booth, and me and Kev we would roll blunts anywhere. We did not care, and we're over by the merch booth. We're talking to Craig, and we're not even looking. We're just cutting it open while we're talking, and we start smoking. This is when you could smoke in New York City clubs, So cigarettes would cover up the smell of weed, and me and Kev, we're talking to Craig. We're passing this blunt back and forth. Craig, you want? He's like, I know the minute I do this, there's gonna be a million fucking stares, and Craig fucking, starts hitting it, and I was like, Craig, everyone's looking at you, and he's like, I fucking knew it, you fucking guys, but my thing with Craig kind of goes back to his, one of his original bands, Straight Ahead, because I grew up with Tommy Carroll. And I pray to Christ they'll do a fucking show soon. Tommy, you're a fucking scumbag. Do a fucking show already. Stop talking about it. I grew up with Tommy. We're neighborhood guys. We're both iron workers. So, he's a really dear friend of me and my family's. But I almost fucking Craig is like the man. He's a monster on bass. See, that whole band, that new record is fucking fantastic.
It's incredible, right?
But Sick of It All, let's get real. Sick of It All is one of those bands that have always brought their A game. Their merch game is tight. They're one of those very few bands that could still make a living off of this, where a lot of other bands still have to go home and go back to work. Sick of It All has always, them, AF, Madball, and then after that, whatever.
So I think he's probably sick of it all. Is the sort of common ground, isn't it? Sort
Between
of like between us, like a lot of other mates that we sort of all, we all go to the shows when they come over. If they're playing 6 UK shows, we'll do 6 UK shows.
Well, I know you guys travel around with those guys, and which is amazing to me because.
But then from that, I've met obviously Rach and Foz in the UK. Then we've gone over to Europe, and I've met Gert and Elise, and I've met other guys. I met Ludo. You, Ludo.
Here you go. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Always was.
And so I look at all the people that I've met through, and
He's the only one that
there's
can
sort
get
of
away
one
with it.
common band that everyone's been into throughout the whole of it. And he was always sick of it all. So it was always very easy to go to shows, make new friends, meet new people, different stories. And then you might pick up another band who's mates, and suddenly you're talking to them, and before you know it, and it is, and that goes back to your first question. It's part of that hardcore scene is it just bounces off, and you meet new people, and before you know it, you've spoke to more people. I've got more mates again. This and
You travel.
traveling with
Everyone
the show.
travels.
Well, it's funny because Holly knows a lot of my family. I've met Rachel before. You and me have actually spoken before online for a bit.
Yeah, we puked in the same bar too. It's like tandem
So I didn't know if you were going to bring this up.
Yeah,
but
it's great.
I think it's the first time you guys ever
Story
met.
needs to come
Actually.
out.
Wait, which bar have we puked in?
It's closed now.
Okay,
we finished it off.
Yeah, it's going to
Mine
reopen,
forward.
and I think we should reenact it.
All right, wait. Which?
So I was looking at your posters, and I'm actually not sure. I think it was a black and blue, so it was one of the Super Bowls.
It's probably that one. Judge.
Was it this one? Well, I can't ask you.
Crumbsuckers
Crumbsuckers
headlined.
played it.
of course, 2016.
So
maybe Crumbsuckers.
2015 or 2016.
Yeah.
So we were at Ninth Ward, which is like a New Orleans style bar on Second
yes.
Ave.
Yes.
So we got there early. We met at Bull McCabe's and we walked over there because it was a really nice day that day. We walked over to...
Armando ghosted that.
Yes, he did. Well, he always...
I walked. No.
Mondo always does that though.
No. We call that the Irish goodbye.
Yeah, we call it the Mondo goodbye.
But here's the funny thing before you get into this. Me and Armando walked into Webster Hall together. I spoke to somebody about getting balcony seats. I was like, hey, can I get balcony seats? He's like, yeah, sure. I don't ask for favors. And so Armando's like, I have to go to the bathroom. I was like, I got pee too. So we go to the bathroom. I exit, and I'm standing there waiting for Armando. 5 minutes go by. I'm like, you know, Mondo was pretty fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm standing there after 5 minutes. So now I'm like, I hope he didn't pass out in the fucking toilets. So now I go in there and I'm opening up toilets. Armando. You know, so now I actually do a once around the floor to look for him. Then I go up in the balcony, see a bunch of people I know. I'm like, you see Armando? Like, no.
Was this the Burn show?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Burn played that. Yeah. And so now I'm like, I actually ran to May. Fucking, she was standing in front and like took a picture.
She had
with
to get there at 11 a.m. to see whoever banned.
Yeah. I say, hi May. She's like, it's like, oi Tyrell. I'm like, oh, yeah, we're fucking gonna photo with Tyrell. We're gonna do this, sure. You know, and you know, and so I'm like, you see Armando? I was like, no. I'm like, so do another loop. Go do a loop into the dressing rooms. Do a loop back downstairs outside the smoking section. Like, and then I'm like calling him like, dude, where are you? No answer. I'm like, okay, no Armando. I'm like, whatever. I didn't give a fuck anymore because I was like, all right, Burns playing.
Yeah.
And, you know, he wound up fucking, I don't want to say what substance he was partaking in at the point. But he freaked out and he took a cab.
He had to go.
He's like, I peed and I fucking
Gotta
jetted
go.
outside to fucking...
He's done that so many times.
He
still
does that.
She was drinking Goose Island Matilda. Shout out, give us money. So she was drinking. It was like 8% or something, and she had many. And we chose Ninth Ward because it was buy one get one all day long.
Yeah, it was.
So we got there very early, and we're doing the BOGOs all day. And she had to use the bathroom. She's like, I'm gonna throw up. She made it to the bathroom, but threw up all over the floor. You, I think, were drinking whiskey, I feel like, because me and Sam, like, Sam was there. I think we were doing shots of something.
I probably was pre-gaming here, and then left, and then fucking met up with you guys. And
But you definitely threw up in the corner of the bar against the bar, and then I was like, all right, we gotta be out.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, clearly, you should not remember that.
I definitely don't remember. I just remember fucking me and Armando, like, you know, Mon, dude, let's go fucking see Burn, bro. You know,
kind of looked just like him, with only whiter.
Yeah, I do a good Armando.
Less brown, yeah, that's a pretty good impression.
Dude, what the fuck, bro? Let's go. Yeah, he, like I said, he ghosted. That was a fucked up night, you know.
So yeah, if you ask her who played, she wouldn't remember because I think he got her pizza and I think she sat out the whole show.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the floor
under
the bar.
Yeah.
It's not the first time though, right? Let's be fair.
It won't be the last.
There's been some wipeouts.
The strangest thing about that night is I was talking to our friend Jimmy, who was also at that show, and I was talking, just got into a conversation. She was completely sober. Talked to Jimmy, and it felt like 10 seconds had passed, but it was actually about maybe like 20 minutes, and it had gone from sober to blind drunk.
Oh, that's called Ignite Drunk.
Yeah.
That's how it happens.
Or New Brunswick, but we'll get to that. New Brunswick drunk.
I've been there.
And then when we were in the show, Sick of It All played, and the Crumbsuckers were after, and then it was Burn headlining. And I really want to see Crumbsuckers, first sort of hardcore band I ever got into. I really want to see them, but we've seen Sick of It All maybe like, how many times?
I mean, I can't even imagine how many.
Yeah, at least 200 plus, and they're always the headliners.
Yeah.
So she's drunk, we see Sick of It All, she wants to go home. I'm
so
like,
get up and start walking.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yes,
no,
no,
I
want to see the
sit down.
Crumbsuckers. So
just slid down the wall.
Yeah, you slid down the wall. You waited though.
Fucking ready. Fucking ready.
If you didn't have hardcore, where would you be? You think?
In jail.
I can honestly say.
Well, he works for a jail.
Yeah.
I can honestly say, if I go back to 1990, early 90s, I remember I used to go. I'll bring Billy into this. I used to go fishing.
I mean,
Billy was never there, but I used to go fishing with my mate, and all I used to go down for was to sit there overnight. We'd sit there, we'd smoke, we'd drink, happy days. And all the lads that I used to go down there, they were into rave, dance, all this shit. Hated it, but they were always like try and take me to these rave clubs and all this sort of stuff. 2 out of the 4 of the lads that were there within 5 years were heroin addicts. And they'd gone through that scene, that music scene, gone onto the ecstasy, gone onto the coke, gone onto all this, and just worked their way straight through them. Heroin. And I'm quite. I can be easily led. I can, that especially then, I was terrible. I was terrible, and,
Sorry,
at an early age. But it's, and I reckon if it wasn't for me not liking the music and me wanting to go to hardcore and go to hardcore shows, and it did take me away from all that because all I did was drink, which is probably worse. But you know what I mean? It took me away from that. I'd have gone down that route.
Holly?
Wait, what was the question?
Where would you be without hardcore?
Oh boy. I mean, drugs, well, I don't know. I'm not that suggestible. I mean, I like drinking, but I can't say like drugs.
You're from Long Island.
Yeah,
it's washed with drugs.
And I have to tell you, I grew up in Queens, in Belrose, and lived in Holbrook, and my mom died, and I moved to Lynbrook. And if I would have stayed in Holbrook and didn't have like hardcore, I started going to like shitty local shows there, like just local band, like punk bands and stuff. If I didn't have that, definitely like probably, Mad Kids, Dead, like jail. I mean, that's like the plight of like Holbrook. Truthfully, I mean that's what it would have been if I would have stayed out there. And then it was like I said, like when my mom died. It was like 94, 93, I got like really into like a Veil, and those 33 minutes of, that record like saved my life. Like so if it wasn't for that, I don't know where I'd be, really.
Rachel?
Yeah.
Same. Death or jail.
Yeah,
so
death or jail.
Where I'm from, it's a tiny town in South Wales. A lot of touring bands will know it, a place called Newport. And I was in with a bunch of people who were, sorry mum, doing a load of drugs, stealing shit.
Love you, Mum.
And yeah, she's amazing. And had I not gone to TJ's in Newport with some friends of mine to just check out a band, fuck knows what would have happened, because I was kind of going down the wrong path with the wrong people, and then suddenly found this kind of place where you could do what you want, nobody judged you, nobody gave a fuck if you turned up in shit shoes, shit clothes, had no money.
Facts.
Didn't
That's
matter.
true.
Yeah. John Sicolo, God bless you. You saved my life.
Us.
Not as exciting as these guys.
He's like, I'd be a train engineer.
Be a millionaire without this bitch.
Possibly. I was just an awkward kid looking for something to identify with, and I found the music. I went there without it, bored to death. Working a 9-to-5 life,
I think we were all awkward kids, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
every kid that's ever existed. Yeah.
That's what it was
But
back then.
that's how I found the music. And
But I think
I
we're
still
all
feel
good
like
kids.
that now.
Yeah, I think we were all
Yeah.
good kids, but we got. I think the good thing about what we were into and where we went was you could be a fucking awkward kid and no one gave a fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think if you went to these other things and these other avenues that you could have gone down, you wouldn't probably have fitted in. Being the awkward fucking geeky kid who didn't conform and didn't want to be.
Someone took me to a dance club once.
Which one was it?
I don't even know what it was called. It was on
Lies.
London Road. Yeah.
Smack Alley.
Yeah. And I walked in and I looked around and I was like, yeah, fuck this. And I think I lasted maybe 20 minutes. And
That
I
though
was
hasn't
left.
changed, and that will never change for me because I can do it now. It's coming to that season, that festive season where you end up going to shit clubs that you don't fucking like because you're on a works do, you're doing this, and I've got that coming up next Friday.
Yeah.
I've got the works fucking
Can
do,
I come?
and if you want to, and I'm going to end up in Birmingham. I'm going to end up in some shit club, hate every minute of it, go in there for 30 seconds, turn around and go. See you on Monday at work, folks.
Yeah.
You're going to do the Mondo swerve, aren't you?
Yep.
Wow.
That's
I'm
coming
the
up.
same. I'm the same where I've worked
Shit.
28 years in my job, so the guys
Yeah,
guys
it's a lot
in
of
my
Christmases
work
of
now,
shit works dues.
they no longer ask me to these things because
They know.
I have a thing where I won't lie to them. So it's do you want to come to the works? Do
I think
No,
I
it's
think
shit.
as well when you look at
No.
like we said about the Death or Jail and things like that, and you look at the Sick of It All song Death or Jail, and now me working in prison, me being on that sort of flip side, if I mix with these guys who heroin addicts, thieves, drug dealers, whatever you want to call, whatever they're in there for, especially the ones who've gone down the road of being heroin addicts, So I was saying, I was talking to you the other night, and I was talking to, there's a guy who's been released now. Well, he's been released, he's probably back in. 55 years old, a heroin addict, and he will happily told me that he can't wait to go back to it. So he knows that it's one way or the other. It is.
Right.
He'll spend his life in prison because society tells him that's what it's got to be, because he's a heroin addict, so he's got to be in prison. Because he keeps getting caught with drugs, he keeps dealing drugs, he keeps doing anything to get money, so he thieves. So one way or another, he's always going to end back in prison. So for him, it's death or jail. And when you look at that and you think, and when you work on the flip side of it, and I try to, there's that rehabilitation process that goes with it. It's like, fuck. You're constantly going to see that revolving door. So for a lot of people, I think, when you go about that quirkiness of we were that geeky kid, we were all that little bit awkward, we were all that little bit stuff, we found a scene where it didn't really matter if we were. But what it did is it kept us out of that shit that we could have been in.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think if you look at that, and I look at how I see it, I'm more than happy that I went the way I did with the people I've met especially.
Well, it's kind of funny because we're all career job people for the most part. You know, I mean,
Probably are now, yeah.
You know, who would ever knew that, you know, everyone would actually have a life.
And that's it.
You don't think about that when you're 14 or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
when I was that age, I never thought that. I always thought like I'd be dead at fucking.
Of course.
30. You know, and I was like, holy fuck.
When I turned 25, I was like, holy shit, I made it. You know, and now it's like 40, and I'm like, great, you know.
And I actually now think slightly, I might be edging out towards, this is a little bit of normality. I've just run a 41, I've run a marathon, and it's like, and then I'm going to sit here and I'm going to go, well, I got two of these little beauties in my hand.
It's like, yet, son.
Jesus doesn't like an overachiever.
You might be that overachiever.
Yeah,
You
you
might
won't
be
like
that
me.
overachiever.
But yeah, it's true. I mean, like, if you can go back and tell, like, young you, like, first hardcore show, like, where you felt like you belonged, like, you, something now, like, what would you say?
Don't change a thing.
Keep going.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Right?
Yeah.
Before we end this off,
I'd maybe tell myself to go to Almore.
what was everyone's first hardcore show
Oh, shit.
that you can remember? Whoever comes up with
I
it
mean,
first.
I went to, like, little, like, local, you know, like, friends' bands, like, playing things,
Yeah.
but the first, like, real show where I was absolutely too young to get into, and I've said it many times over the years, I don't know, whoever worked at Wetland should not have let me in, but it was a Veil and Citizen Fish in, like, 1994.
Whoa.
Citizen Fish.
My old band supported them. So.
And I saw them at Rebellion, which was so funny, because I'm like, I had not seen them since.
Yeah.
You were there.
That was, like, the first real one, I would
Sick
say.
of it all in JB's.
Sick of all Joey's 90.
6, 7?
Yeah.
Was it VOD?
VO,
that was Bradford Rio's.
That was Bradford Rio's.
So Bradford Rio's was first, and then JB's was 99.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was Sick of it all in Rio's.
96.
And
One of
2
the
weeks
best shows
later,
ever.
AF played in the same venue, and it was fucking insane.
I'd be going. Sick of it all. 2 before 91.
92 was their
Was that
first.
Stairway?
92.
The first show they ever played in the UK.
JB's, and it was a fucking mess.
It's a shit
The
show.
first show
wasn't
they
it?
ever
Shit show.
played in the UK was in the Pickett in Liverpool.
And they were late.
And they were late.
That was Mark's fault.
Mark was the TM
Jordy?
at the time.
No,
MAD.
MAD.
MAD
I
Mark.
made him hot.
Yeah.
He was their TM and driving them.
Love
He
you,
was
Mark.
late. So we got
I know,
snuck
there's
in
so
the
many
back.
shout-outs.
I've told this. It's on the
Oh,
based on a
cheers.
true
Cheers
story
up.
DVD. We got snuck in the back. We stole their food. Someone had made this huge veggie chili, and we all had a plate of that for nothing. Snuck in the back, watched the band, and that was the first show. Sick of it all over the place. But my first show was probably.
He's gonna go back
Brilliant.
brains or something fucking.
My
He was
first-
like a Mexican guy.
I saw Marillion.
UK.
Hey, you can't knock Marillion.
Fitch has done the don't be a dick sticker.
Yeah. So
Truly,
it's
yes.
like my first real metal hardcore show was '87, which was Death Angel, Virus, and Carcass.
It's a solid show.
Wow.
That is a solid show.
Holy
He
shit.
would, like, cut
Can't
off their
actually
right
remember.
ball.
There was like a lot of local bands. I can't remember what my first hardcore show was. I saw Bad Brains in '89. After they were good, apparently.
What do you say that one first?
But I still love the Quickness album though. So.
Cut!
I still love the Quickness album.
He's actually 80. He drinks the blood.
46. 46.
He
He
drinks
drinks
the blood
that
of
wooden cup that was in the Last Crusade. Keeps it a little fresh looking.
I must say, I do envy you guys from the UK and especially Europe because you get way more vacation days, paid vacation days.
It's true.
Americans do. We're overworked and it sucks because no matter what, I always I'll meet the random person from overseas at a New York show. I'm like, oh, I'm just on holiday for like 2 weeks. I'm like, really? It's like, fuck, I'm happy I go away for a week, a fucking year.
So when this is like a thing in the UK, when you work like an industry I work in the rail industry, people work overtime. And they don't want to take their leave because they can't work the overtime if they're not in work.
Oh, fuck that.
So
the
the government imposed when they're on leave, they take the last 8 weeks into consideration and give you an extra payment. So not only do you get paid, but you get paid a portion of your overtime as well.
Oh, that's fucking...
You're living in the wrong country, son.
Yeah,
seriously.
I know.
Yeah, you definitely.
And I was going to say...
So and that is to make sure people take the leave that they're entitled to.
What's also funny, though, is that they can travel to Belgium, to Slovenia, to Prague, to this and that, but that's like us going to... shitty Philly, Sheboygan, Boise to see whoever play. Like we don't have, like they fly everywhere for like $50.
Yeah,
and they go all over Europe.
But on the flip side,
Brexit.
But on the flip
Not
side,
anymore.
I mean,
on the flip
true.
side, tell me the shows you've got coming up before Christmas.
Well, this is like a shameless plug though for like Kingsland, and I'm not getting any
I ain't
love.
gonna fuck you. Tell me
But no, I mean there's
you
so
tell me
many.
the shows
Throw
you've
some
got.
money.
Yeah, there's so
Take the
many.
money this
We
way.
have like Long Island, VOD,
Yeah, Negative Approach
Sick of It
coming
All,
out,
and Life of Agony.
2 shows, isn't it?
Negative Approach, Dead Milkman, No Redeeming Social Value of Scott Fleas. Go see that instead of Dead Milkman.
No
I don't think anyone's going.
No plug here.
That's what I mean.
plug here.
Teen Hang.
So you have though in New York, you have because you have. that,
He
you have-
always says, he's like, you're spoiled. He's like,
He
we
is.
Yeah, but then you think we're
I
spoiled
do.
when Slade play. Come on.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, but
did.
it's Slade without fucking Nobby.
I know. Well,
Who gives a fuck?
but I went to.
I'm gonna see the weird guy, the guitar player who wore the heels and the fucking
Dave Hill.
Listen.
and the fucking
Dave
gold
Hill.
lame. Fuck him.
But I did get to go to Rebellion. I saw Coxsparrow twice. Like
And you
even
want next year?
We saw
Seaback
Coxspatter.
Fest.
We saw Coxspatter in Barcelona and they were fucking amazing.
I'm sure they're so
3
good.
songs and I was
Come back,
absolutely
come back.
fucking twatted.
Coming back for you.
Disappeared then.
I don't remember
didn't you?
getting home.
We were like, I was ringing you and you're like, where the fuck are you?
But no, I mean they they got to travel to all these places. Like they had the great Sylvania. You're like you're on like flamingo tubes floating, looking fucking singing.
But here's the thing I
It's
always find,
crazy.
like, funny,
We get like Philadelphia,
And
you get a
it's not-
pigeon shit on you, and you get to go to like Kung Fu Necktie or whatever it is. Like you don't get like you don't
Here's
get
the funny
shit.
thing is, and maybe going a little bit more commercial. They have so many just great festivals in Europe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they
Compared to
run
here.
them
There's
so
some amazing
well.
ones.
Like
How many
Yeah.
people go to Rebellion?
Punk
Truthfully.
Festival. It's about 30,000.
I mean,
over
fuck.
the
I mean,
4 days,
you guys
30,
might fucking
40,000
call me
over there.
names out of it, but like Glastonbury. You know,
Glastonbury?
Yeah.
I mean,
you know, shit
You
like-
wouldn't want to go to
humongous, but it
festival.
runs like a tight show.
But
Like
even
it's
like
crazy.
the newer festivals like Sound of Revolution,
Yeah,
stuff.
but it's
Punk Rock Holiday.
Everything
Yeah.
has learnt though, hasn't it? It's all. You look at Glastonbury. It's been going years and years and years.
Yeah.
Whether it's nobody particularly likes the music, but that's just
But
why
you
we
go
are.
because
But
it's an event.
Yeah.
But you look at how they've run it, and they've just learnt and learnt and learnt. Then Phoenix came along, then Reading came along, and all
Yeah.
these different festivals in the UK came along, coupled with what was going on in Europe. Everyone just worked things out, and now you get a festival. To be fair, it might be overpriced, especially in the UK. It's fucking stupidly priced.
Yeah,
Do you know we paid
But
like
they
$300
run well.
for a Misfits ticket today? That was not a festival. It was just one band. So don't say
What the hell?
that.
We've got more money than sense, then, lads.
So don't say.
But you look at festivals like Rose Rock, High Hands, Love you. Incredible festival. The bands that fucking play that every year, and the organisation is incredible.
Yeah, and I think
it's not just in the UK. No. You look at like stuff that happens in Germany. Stuff.
Yeah. Whoa,
you know,
that's not happening.
This?
Oh wow,
That's so. I'm dying to. I am dying to have it.
Ninja.
Have you drank yours?
I drank mine and then gave some to her
New
because
Brunswick.
she was thirsty. We're getting New Brunswick drunk.
But it's when I think when you look at what you get spoiled. You get spoiled because most of you've got a massive scene in New York. You've got Brooklyn, you've got Long Island, you've got Manhattan, you've got Bronx, Queens. You've got all this where there's so many bands.
Fuck, yes.
You've only got Philadelphia down the road.
yeah.
You've got all these things which have both got. I mean, Philly's got a great scene like with Wisdom and all these bands. It's a good scene. Yeah. So when that all comes over to Europe, we only really get it once a year, so they all do a big tour. We fucking hammer it. We love it. We absolutely love it because we go. Everyone's here. Let's fucking go wild.
Yes.
But when Holly must have how many shows have you got now between now and Christmas? 10, 12? So
I mean, really more. Yeah, more than that.
Well, yeah, we don't have that in. We don't.
We have Crazy Eddie in Philadelphia in December.
Plug that one.
It's a Toys Hot show. So bring a
shameless
toy.
promotion that I was not going to bring up, but they did.
Well,
so.
I did it. I'm used to ruining lives. I'm fine with it. It's great. Hello.
Bring me to fucking Europe, somebody, please.
Yes, please.
And I'm gonna crash it. I'll carry a speaker in. Like, it's fine. Me and Michelle, we can bring a speaker in.
Clearly get your entrance. Easy.
Don't you know who I am?
I'm the best
Jesus
speaker.
Christ. Like I said, I just look at things. I'm like, fuck, Europe has it going on. We haven't learned anything here in the States. And we really haven't, Warped Tour is finally over. And not that thing. Fuck the Warped Tour.
So bad.
Warped Tour was bad last few years.
I do agree with what you say though. The location and the availability. We can fly to Belgium.
Drink a Warped Tour.
No, but we can
buy one beer.
Yeah, I understand that.
You had to stand in line for
40 years old.
No,
they weren't selling
it was a
beer.
dry festival.
It was
dry.
Fuck off.
40 years old and I couldn't buy a beer.
Jones Beach on Long Island. We could not get. They traveled with sick of it all, on the tour bus. We had to get their personal beers to drink because unless you had a VIP, which we had the pass, but you could not drink in the area. You had to be in the VIP tent. You could not be
That's so
you could not have a beer.
retarded.
It was terrible.
It's pushed at kids.
Well, that's what it was.
I get that. I totally get that.
But if you're, I don't know. I just feel like you should be able to drink. You don't need to be in the VIP.
Come to Grows Rock where the beers, you just get tokens, get your beers. It takes you 10 seconds at the bar.
Big beers to the right.
Big beers to the right. 10 seconds at the bar because they're already pre-poured.
You're never on the left.
They're hundreds out per minute.
Just go to the right.
And it's just...
All right, here I have a question for Rachel.
Oh shit!
Oh boy!
When you and May hang out,
oh boy!
Who's the leader of the pack?
Right.
It's the blind leading the blind.
Right.
It's the blind leading the blind.
Because, like I said, I've been around May when she's had a couple. And she could be fun and wild at the same time. And I've seen the pictures when you guys decide to go to a festival, and it's who's watching who?
Neither can see.
It's really the
you're the grown man.
I'm the designated driver.
I'd say that, but I'd also.
We need to hang out more. I need a designated person.
Ludo was always the man on the fucking money.
I thought he always
Ludo had a sixth sense.
Start the train of events going.
And he had a sixth sense, and then he'd stand back.
Fuzz, what are you doing?
Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
I'll put this on my forehead.
Ludo used to turn up at shows though in Belgium, and he'd turn up and he would turn up and he'd drive there. We'd make our way from wherever, UK and wherever. We'd meet him in Belgium somewhere. We'd meet him at Festival Airport, and he'd turn up and literally the car would turn up like that, and you'd open the boot.
That's the trunk.
Laden with this just
it's like a coffin.
beautiful Belgian beer.
The coffin
full of ice.
And
beers in
with
it.
beers galore.
Oh my
I
god.
remember the
And
one
it was
picture he
open-
brought you this
open it,
like
open
beer
it,
that
and
was
it-
like
yeah.
it was like a triple like a month's.
You couldn't
May
carry
was
the-
never
the
allowed
bottles
the
are like
special
these.
beers because she couldn't cope. So
I
she'd
know
say,
when
she'd
May
say
is-
to Ludo, "Can you bring me some Jupiler? Can you bring me some Jupiler?" And he'd always bring her like a 6-pack of Jupiler because if she had any of the special stuff that was like over 9%, she'd be fucking
I
wasted
know when
after
May
about
is.
10 minutes.
I know
Because
when
he
May
drinks
is
too fast.
Oh, I
strong.
love
Yeah.
May.
That's what that.
I know May. I know you're watching.
Oh, she's gonna be watching.
I know when
She's
May
watching
is
this.
drunk because she comes up to me and she's like, "Can I have a sip of your beer?" And I'm like, "You're hammered, but yes, I'll give it to you." Like, I'm
then
a
she
total
walks off
enabler.
with it.
And then but then she won't remember. She's like, "I saw you." I'm like, "You drank beer. Like, we got it.
It's amazing that.
It's amazing."
Well, no, listen. Let me finish my thought. You
No,
fuck.
M-A-Y.
Let me finish my thought. You fuck.
You can call me a sky cunt. It's fine.
Just call you a cunt.
You can call me. Don't call me a wizard sleeve. You can call me a cunt.
Punch lasagna.
It's amazing that her fucking rubber duck has more followers on Facebook than I do.
It's got more diseases.
That's
as
a
well.
fact. That's a fact.
Have you ever like when she pulls that out? Have you ever?
When
Europe.
is Terrell had a bath?
Have you ever when
I've
like,
been
oh my god, the
mistaken
duck's
for that
coming out?
But when it comes out,
At the wick.
first thing people do
No,
is pick it up and go,
Ecofest.
Yeah, they put it in the mouth.
"No, no."
She has when I talked to her last time, she was like she's like I always tell them don't put it in your
She
mouth.
bleached it.
Yeah, and she's
Yeah,
like,
it's
and the
fucking
first thing that
internet
people do
weird.
is put it in their
Straight
fucking
away.
mouth.
They all want to do that.
Hands, mouth.
So,
That's like
we were talking
Fritz
to
Mouth.
Mike D when he was playing for Sheer Terror in
Yeah.
Ecofest. May comes up and goes, "Hi, Mike." Sorry, mate.
She's alright.
And will you take a picture with Tyrell? And he goes, "Yeah, sure." Looks straight at me and goes, "Are you Tyrell?" I'm like,
No,
"No,
absolutely not. No.
no."
I could have said to them, but I'm not saying that.
$50, I'll be whoever you want me to be.
Nothing to do with lock, stock, and two smoking.
We know where
bottles,
Holly's loyalties lie. You give her $50, probably do
I'll be
anything.
Tyrell.
She can be Tyrell.
She could be Tyrell. Pay her $100, she'll be.
Hey.
We'll leave that there.
But there was a story at the Wick, like with actually Jake and Andy, and someone from a major band had gone to the bathroom and did not wash their hands, and then came out and held Tyrell, and they were like, "Do you want to?" I was like, "No, I just saw him take a shit and didn't wash his hands."
Band guys could be gross. I'm just gonna
So
say
they were
that
like,
right
"Don't touch that duck."
Shit germs.
now. Like I
That's
said,
Manhattan schist.
stop it. Stop it. Like I said, I just had to ask because, like I said, I've gone to that page on Instagram. Like, holy fuck!
Yeah.
I was like, how many followers this
Yeah.
fucking rubber duck has? Like, really? I was like,
That really checks any ego you might have. You're like, "God
oh,
damn
no,
it."
it's like I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm out.
Got
Go
12
hang myself in
friends.
this
Yeah.
fucking toilet.
I'm like, I talked to 25 people. This duck has like, over like 1 million followers. It's like, all right.
It's like, look,
Yeah.
fucking like Fat Mike Ness, fucking Jimmy Stoppo, this guy, that guy. I'm like, really? Fucking.
It's done well for a
Yeah.
rubber duck.
Yeah.
It's done well.
Yeah.
It's done very well. It's fucking. It's disturbing. It's fucking disturbing. I'm sorry, man. It's
Cricketing? What
fucking
was that
disturbing.
noise?
You know.
Cricketing.
But other than that, guys, thank you for
Always
fucking
the
coming
cat.
down and causing complete chaos. on the
Pleasure.
fucking-
No, thank you so much. Wait,
Before we shut off, can we have another
Shut
shot?
off.
Shut up.
I'm sorry. What do you want?
Can we have another
A
shot?
shot.
Oh, the
because-
vodka. The vodka.
Because
Oh. Sure.
there's one.
That's, you want to help yourself.
Yeah.
First, you
Am I gonna have to shoot this? Because I'm gonna have to do this.
You're going to throw up all over yourself. Again, guys, thank you for watching. It's been
This
a
was
while.
very nice to you, like, invite us to your home.
Can I? That was
You and your wife are.
That was what I was going to raise. I just wanted to raise a toast to you guys.
Michelle, have a
literally-
bevy. Have one.
Hold on.
Come on.
Come on.
Have
Michelle,
one,
get it.
please.
Absolutely.
Wait. She's
I'll
got.
grab one.
And then
Again,
we'll raise
guys,
a
thank
toast.
you. It's been chaotic because usually it's one-on-one, but one, two, three. Yeah, it's been fucking
Pleasure.
nuts, guys. I hope you can make sense of this. If not, I really don't give a fuck.
If not, who fucking cares?
Yeah, unsubscribe. I really don't give a shit.
Tune in, tune out.
But it's about again. I think from the first.
Wait, Fuzz.
I have stuff.
Oh, you have.
Fuzz.
From the
I've got
first.
No.
From the first question that Lenny asked was what got you all into hardcore, and I think what an hour later, it's not hard to see, is it?
Nope.
We're daft as shit. We don't give a fuck. We like to laugh, and we've got good friends. And I think if you've got that, you stick some guitars, a bass, and some drums behind it. A bloke who can have a bit of a growl here and there, and fuck it, we've got a hardcore band, haven't we?
Listen, here's to a long life.
Absolutely.
This is what does it.
We're
Never know when
fucking
it
good.
is. Cheers.
Cheers.
Exactly right. Cheers.
God bless.
Job bless.
We're out.